It's such a beautiful day. I have my place and I'm getting ready to get into a grab. And I got to meet with the agent who's at the place that I'm going to be running. And looking forward to getting settled in. And I'm all excited. It's going to be great. Just arrived at Noble State 39, and I'm about to meet with my agent to help me go through the process of getting in and getting settled and whatever else the night's gonna bring me. It's gonna be great to be here. You know, one thing that's nice about this place, it's very quiet, and you don't hear much, noise anywhere, other than you're a little bit further back from the road. You hear motorbikes just like that one going by. But you go inside, it's really peaceful, and you have security. It's guarded. That will oversee everything, and you have the gates, and if you're visiting whatever, then you gotta notify them, and even the owner or the tenant would notify the security guard that somebody's coming. So anyway, it's kind of nice. You get that nice safe feel of living here, and I'm hoping I'll be safe to live here, which I'm very confident that I will be safe to live here for sure. All right, my agent has arrived downstairs, and we're going through the process of getting into my condo unit. Let's do it. I'm home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home to myself. This is my home. Here for 6 months. It's a 6-month lease, and I chose to do 6 months just in case I need to go back home. And there's a good chance I may have to go back home to the U.S. So we'll play it by ear. But for now, this is it. Gonna be here for a while. And, it's pretty small, I will say. But there are so many things I want to show you about what this whole building, this whole complex has to offer. And I'll show you everything about what I learned for this complex. And I think you'll be pretty impressed. Looking behind me, that is the view of the city. And I am actually on the 14th floor, and I think I'm gonna do okay, considering I have vertigo. I look at some of the walls inside, where they're spackling and painting, they've got to paint the whole wall. But they had an earthquake last year, and they're doing some work around the building to fix the cracks. So they'll probably, in a matter of days, will start to repaint this particular hall. And I picked this spot because it's about 7 or 8 minutes of a walk to get to this station here, up above the SkyTrain station, which is called Phrom Phong. And you have easy access to get anywhere in town by using that train, that SkyTrain. And I look ahead, I look at places that have street food that's available, nice little street food market around here, and plenty of shopping. We're talking upscale shopping. Upscale shopping, just, within a doorstep. So, I'm talking about 8 or 9 minutes to get to a couple malls. I'll show you what they are. 2 places. Across the street, you're looking at Emporium, upscale, and then behind me, on this side of the street, emquartier. I'm inside emporium. First things first, I gotta look for some linens. I need towels. And I need to get internet service. I gotta find out where I need to get internet service for my room. And then I need to stop over at 7-Eleven and pick up some toiletries and what have you. But this is one of the nice places to shop. I'm smelling the perfumes and the colognes. It smells pretty good. And then, we'll have a lot of good, restaurants. A lot of it's Asian themed. And downstairs are the more like the fast food type courts. But while I'm here, I don't believe I'm going to be running out of places to eat. And I'll show you more about this mall in a different video. It is morning, and I had such a nice comfortable sleep. Going by in that bed and slept like a baby. It was nice. Wow. And you don't hear any of the traffic. You can barely hear some of the traffic noise. Very little. Not much at all. But a really, really comfortable unit that I'm going to be staying in for a good while. And one thing I must point out to you, the mattress was really soft and comfortable. A lot of places I've stayed throughout Bangkok, or even Thailand for that matter, the mattresses were really really hard and not very comfortable to sleep on, and that kind of made my sleep a little bit just uncomfortable and just keep tossing and turning everywhere. So this was kind of nice. This is kind of nice for sure, and I'm glad I got it. It's cramped in here. I will say, I've got my luggage over here, some dirty laundry, closets for insurance, and there's another closet here, but the nightstand is in the way, and I don't know where to put it if I want to put my clothes in, because these doors would not open. And let's talk a little bit about the flaws of this particular unit. If it was me, and I think it's pretty much applies to all the units that are in this building, I would just remove this wall, and then you move the sofa here, and then put the TV and the stand up on that wall right there. But then you would need to move the AC to this wall. Now, but on the other hand, I would move this AC to this wall over here, but then the vents will be shooting air all the way down on your head, and I'm not so sure if I would like that. And looking at this direction, the view of the city, you see a crane over here. There are cranes everywhere throughout Bangkok, and it looks pretty hazy out. You don't see, the air quality is not that good in Bangkok mostly, but that's the view. And then I'm going to show you some of the amenities that got me sold into living here at Noble State 39, right around Phrong Phong. Let's go. I am on the roof, 38th floor, and you're looking at it here where it's kind of a nice spot for anybody to socialize, mingle a little bit, and you get a nice view of the city. And being on this top floor, this is kind of the area where you can have some barbecues going on. I believe you can hire a chef to cook, and then you can rent out an area of the roof for private parties if you have guests that you want to bring. you can do so, but it comes at a cost. I don't know what those costs are, but it's a nice thing to have if you're on the roof at night and you get a nice view of the city at night and just get out there and mingle. Yeah, I don't want to get too close to the ledge. A little bit unstable, but I'm doing okay. A lap pool on the 37th floor, almost to the roof. And you have the sun that will peek down below you. And I believe that area here is the deepest part of the pool. And then looking all the way towards the back, all the Chase Lounge chairs. And I believe this is a hot tub area here. I'm not 100% sure on that. Or it could be the baby pool. And going back inside, we will see the gym. So I won't be talking much on that because there's people working out. I don't want to interrupt. This building contains 10 levels of parking, and I'm on the 11th floor, and I'm going to show you some of the things that pretty much got me sold to living here, along with everything that's upstairs. And one of the features we have here is the mail room. And you get on the screen here, you select your floor, and mine would be 14, and then you select one of the rooms that you have, and then you put in a combo, and then it will open up the door, and you're able to get your mail, and it automatically shuts. And in order to exit, use the key card fob, and you're out the door. And getting back inside. Just the face scanner. That's it. It leads you all the way up to the elevators. And we have 2 elevators leading up to the 38th floor. So as you can tell, lots of space just to kind of just go somewhere in the building and maybe get away from maybe a little bit of claustrophobia inside the small unit you'll be living in. But there's Wi-Fi available all throughout this particular floor for me to do whatever I need to do from a work-life standpoint, which I'm not authorized to work in Thailand anyway, but I do some things online that we'll eventually need to do and take care of mostly what's going on back home. Now, the costs. I am on the 6-month lease, as I actually said, and kind of had to negotiate a little bit further as much as possible because there is some demand here, and I am paying about 29,250 baht, which kind of fluctuates to around $925 a month USD for all of this. And the room, the comfortable bed, the kitchen, which only contains just this, just a stove, no range, microwave, kettle, laundry, washing machine, good sized bathroom, and in spite of all the size, being a little bit smaller, but then it's gonna work out for me for one person living in this particular unit. And you have all the access to all the major shopping, especially being within 7 minutes of the BTS SkyTrain and in the emdistrict of all the malls and the shopping, the restaurants, and some of the other amenities that I probably have not seen. But I totally feel this is going to be a perfect spot for me. It's very peaceful in a big city like Bangkok. And I know I'm going to do great. And I have to tell you, the cost of just over $900 USD is not a bad price comparing to a community that I have, which I have a home in that community. But if you're single and you're new, you're getting acquainted, need a place to stay, you're paying for a 1-bedroom double the amount in Scottsdale, Arizona, USA, where my current home is, or just the 1-bedroom, depending on the location, the amenities, and quite frankly, probably even triple or quadruple that amount per month. So, here it feels like you're living life and living more than just a millionaire. And in order to exit, use the key card fob and you're out the door. Okay, it gives you a perspective of what Bangkok living is like, and especially around Phrong Phong. And I will close it out to show you what it's like being here at night.